Well, this certainly requires an explanation. I went to the store today in an attempt to find a replacement bulb for this, and I was not successful. This is a 15-watt bulb, and the lowest I could find in real format was 20 watts. Now, of course, 5 watts isn't that big of a difference. However, in a situation like this where the total draw on the transformer was only 15 watts to begin with, putting a 20 watt bulb in there would be like putting in 133% load on the transformer, which I'm just not comfortable doing that. So I looked on the Amazon as well, because they have a broader selection than the Home Depot does, and Amazon had it, but I think it was $13 for one bulb, which is outrageous. So that was a no. So I decided to get this. Now, I paid about $16 for this package, so the bulbs are like $5.30 a piece approximately. So I paid more money, but at least I got more product. And now if the other one goes out, I can put one of these in there as well. That's if this even works. Now, I have a strong opposition to LED lighting. I think it's terrible. I think the quality of light is awful. It's got the flickering to it. It gives me a headache. I would never use LED lights as a primary source in a room. Never. No. So, I'm hoping that it will work okay in here. I do not use LED lighting to illuminate a room. I don't like the quality of light it puts out. I think it's very poor. It has a refreshed flicker to it, which gives me a headache. I never use them as a primary source for lighting up a room. However, I'm hoping that because this, with the way this tree is, it's not going to be illuminating the room. I think it'll be okay. Now these bulbs are 50 watt equivalents, drawing 6 watts, so they're within the tolerance of the transformer. The reason I went with 50 watts is because, for whatever reason I can't understand, the 50 watts package was a cent less than the 35 watts package. So I saved the cent and bought the brighter bulbs. So let's see what we have here. And there's some crazy claims on here, and I should probably do a video on this because this is noteworthy. It claims it's going to last 22 years, and it's got the asterisk there, and the asterisk probably says used for 3 minutes a day or something outlandish like that. These are supposedly bright white at 3,000 Kelvin. Now, I always thought bright white was more like 5,000 Kelvin. Soft white is 2,700 Kelvin. I don't know. Just some pictures there. I don't really see that much of a difference, but I also can't see colors, so maybe that's why. That's probably why. Oh, here we go. Yeah, based on 3 hours a day. Now, I don't use lights 3 hours a day because, at least in this time of year where I'm at in the world, it's dark by 5 o'clock. And so, you know, if I go to bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I'm using the lights for 6 hours. Not 3. Who uses a light for 3 hours a day? Well, anyways, that's a whole different discussion. So, I had to figure out how to open this. I think the easiest thing to do is going to be to cut into it like this. Alright. Try to preserve the box so I can hang it on the wall and it doesn't waste space in the box. Okay. So now, let's get into this thing. The bulbs appear to be the same physical shape and everything, so I think it'll work. Hopefully the extra brightness is not a problem. Now, of course, watts is not really a measurement of brightness to begin with, but especially when we're going across technologies, it's worthless. I don't know what the lumens rating on this one is, but I would think because this is supposed to be a 50 watt equivalent, this should have a substantial increase in brightness output. So, we got 3 screws here. I didn't even put these all in last time. So let's just no need. Get this out of here. And I discovered last time I missed the washer, so I taped the washer inside here. Put this back on the color wheel when we're done. Okay. Alright. So this is where our bulb is going to go, under here. Is this all in frame? Yes, it is. Now I believe these are polarity sensitive, but I don't know what the polarity is, so we're just going to have to guess. Let's see what happens. Alright, that seems to work. So let's put it back together. All the washers this time. And that has to go on first. And this seems to fit on just fine. The bulb seems to be pretty comparable in terms of shape and size. I don't know how the beam is the same though. It may have a wider beam perhaps, I don't know. I think this one said it was a 40-degree beam. I don't know what the original one would have been. Now this is one case where this crazy bulb may actually last 22 years because this just will not get a whole lot of hours on it because it's only used for a month or two. I just want to check and make sure this is still spinning properly. It is. Okay, let's get the branches on and see what it looks like. Now, I kind of wish we had the original bulb working at some point just for comparison purposes. I'm curious if the fiber optics would have a brighter appearance to them. I would certainly think they would, but I don't know. Okay, turn the lights off. And I'll back this up a little bit. Power it on. This seems to work just fine. It doesn't seem all that bright. I mean, it's bright, doesn't seem any brighter than the other one. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a comparison to work off of from the original. But it works. I got nothing wrong with that. This is what I was talking about before when I said the beam may not be correct. This may have a wider beam than the original bulb did, which is why I was seeing it up here at the top. Totally a non-issue. I'll just take a piece of garland and wrap it around there. You know, not a problem, but that's not even a fault of the bulb. As much as I'd love to blame it on being an LED bulb, it's not. It's just, that thing, I gotta turn that light off. It's right nuts. Hold on. That's just a function of the bulb probably isn't the right specification for the application. But regardless, it seems to be fine. So this will work. And actually, you know, this looks pretty nice. I like this. I like these fiber optic trees. It's pretty cool. And again, like I showed with the other one, you could take that color wheel out and just have a bright white tree if you really wanted to do that. Or any color bulb that you put in there. Alright, well that's fixed. So now both of these are ready to go.